can leverage funding into the program, and so we're excited about that. Particularly for this year, all programs are led by either minority or female-owned programs and organizations, so we're really excited about that. So it's not about us today, so we're going to get out the way and let our BOLD grantees come up and give their update. So.
Good afternoon. You can pull the mic
I'm Elizabeth Hubbard. I'm with the Women's Foundation of Alabama, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to come and speak with y'all today. For 10 years, the Women's Fund of Greater Birmingham, now the Women's Foundation of Alabama, has focused our time and effort on increasing our economic security for women in Birmingham. And Birmingham was home when we piloted this program many, many years ago. And thanks to our work and y'all, we have expanded this effort to several communities across the state. And we are a community-driven foundation and believe that it is vital to listen and learn from the lived experience of women served by programs like these. And we are proud to engage our Family Expertise Councils on this specific effort, centering the voices of community members and past program participants. We know that our work is strengthened when the community is engaged. From our decade of work on this two-generation work, we know that the wraparound coaching and services are the key to a successful employment pathway for women and their families. I'm proud to report that working alongside ELI and Woodlawn Foundation, we are on track to meet and exceed many of the metrics for this project. And I would like to introduce Paige Jordan with ELI to report on the metrics.
Thank y'all for having us here today. We're so grateful to be a continued recipient of BOLD funding. This is our third year in partnership with the Women's Foundation to receive funding for BOLD for ELI. ELI has been serving families in the Eastlake community since 2010. And 6 years ago, we began working with the Women's Foundation in realizing that we could offer wraparound services more holistically to moms and children together, so that if the mother is successful, the child is successful. And with the money that we've been receiving from BOLD, we have been allowing some of our moms to apply for what we call our Hustle grants, which is just $1,000 in funding for moms who are interested in entrepreneurial starting their own businesses, something from working at home to add on to their already, typically they have another job. It's an additional income for their family. So we have awarded 4 Hustle grants since the beginning of 2022. Our workforce development coach created a partnership with the Salvation Army and Alabama A&M to create the Birmingham Community Incubator, which has been really important for these moms who want to start businesses because they're getting all the tools that they need on the front end, their business plan, working on their social media so that they can be successful. Some of those businesses include a counseling business that has begun, a 360 photo booth, mixed media artwork, which is called Pretty Black Art, and then also Icy Exclusives, which is organic lip glosses and hand creams. We have also given out $37,000 in mitigation funds so far this year and coached over 134 meetings. 11 of those families are from the Woodlawn neighborhood, and there's just, with 75 moms at any given time on all of our coaches' caseloads, we have so many success stories. But I want to briefly share one story. Ashley began working with our workforce development coach in September of 2021. In January 2022, she was able to help her secure employment at the Mercedes plant at $22.50 an hour in their HR department as a trainer, which has been amazing for her because that was a pay increase for her and her son so that she could rent stable housing for them. But her apartment is in Crestwood, which all of you know is not at all close to Mercedes in Vance. So that's a new obstacle to overcome now that gas has gone up. Our coach, as Ashley continues to come to her coaching meeting, our coach has been faithful to help her with those roadblocks. So there's been gas cards, and there's been, hey, Ashley, be sure you come and visit our food market once a month so that even though, yes, you can afford groceries, you can use that money for your gas. This is keeping her on track, and what her next goal is to move to our housing coach because her long-term goal is to own a home. So the funds that we've been receiving through BOLD allow us to give those groceries, give those gas cards, and all those other mitigation funds, like I said, 37,000 so far this year. It's a need for our moms, so we thank y'all.
Okay. Elizabeth and Paige, thank you very much for the work that y'all are doing in the community. JT or Daryl, do y'all have any questions or comments about where they are with the program?
No questions, just continue to keep up the good work. And thank you for all that you all are doing.
Thank y'all. All right. Next up, we have Rebirth Christian Fellowship.
Morning.
Good morning.
My name is Doug Taylor. Our organization, Rebirth Community Corporation, Rebirth. So let me say thank you for the work that you've helped us to do. I was in a meeting a few months back and somebody asked, what do we do? And I said, I help entrepreneurs stay sane. And it's because as an entrepreneur, I understand that we have to do multiple things. We have to make a profit and manage pressure. We have to look at spreadsheets, but also look at how we handle the stress of life. And so the Rebirth Community Corporation started the Reboot program, which is a two-pronged approach to assist entrepreneurs with not only the financial strategies, the digital marketing, the infrastructure for best practices for accounting, marketing, branding, but also the mental health component that's been highly overlooked. And so we've been bringing in mental health professionals, therapists, doing family counseling, group counseling, on-site counseling, as well as financial management, access to capital. And so it's been right. Our goal was to support 100 entrepreneurs for this calendar year. We're at right now about 68. We just finished our second cohort. There was a brief video that they on display that will give testimony of some of the people that we've supported.
My name is Erica Bryant. Everybody knows me as Erica the Airbrush Designer. I actually create airbrush designs on all different types of surfaces, from sneakers, jeans, t-shirts, cars, wall murals. I've even had opportunity to paint prosthetic nails for amputees, baby helmets for kids. You know, we've been some everywhere. So this June will be 30 years for me, and it's been a great experience. It definitely is God inspired. We're a God-led company.
Yes, I'm Victor Long. I'm here with Achieving Visionary Solutions, AVS Inc. We're a recycling company where we're educating families on different recycling techniques and offering diversity in trade and materials, along with more employment in those areas. And I'm also a part of a nonprofit by the name of Fathers Helping Fathers, FHF, acronyms for it. And we're making sure every father has the tools and resources to effectively remain in their children's lives.
My name is Marquita Jones, and along with my husband, Jeremy Jones, we are the founders of Endorsed by the Father, which is a clothing brand. Reboot has definitely been a game changer for us, and I think it also opened up the door for us to show our sons something different as well, getting them in on, hey, it's not just running a football, it's not just playing basketball, but there are other things out here where you can make an impact in other people's life, you know, and you can be a business owner. And the financial portion of Reboot has changed our life as well. Making sure that we don't intermingle, because they were talking about that Thursday night, just making sure that if somebody, without you having to explain it, if somebody was to look, can they see exactly where those funds are going?
Right.
Because investing, when you're starting up like we are, you are investing. It can look like co-mingling because you are investing a lot of your personal money into getting started. So that's been a game changer, making sure we have receipts, making sure we have everything. Okay, this was for vinyl, this was for shirts,
Right.
all of that. That's been key.
Yeah. I was very stressed before this took place. I was concerned about my future because I just turned 50. And it's like, oh my, I'm starting to look. But then I was concerned about my parents. They're getting older, and I was putting a lot of pressure on myself.
Yeah.
And so being in the program, it helped to relieve that, especially the Monday night mental health part of it. Because even though I love what I do, that could make it not fun, because my artwork is me. It's like it's inspired, and so if I'm not feeling inspired, then my creativity is not going to be inspired.
If you're looking to find yourself, if you're looking for peace of mind, structured experience from people who've been through, got years and years of experience, so they've been and seen it all from A to Z, beginning to end. Come to this group, come talk with these people. They'll be able to show you your way. Hey, I'm Victor, and I've done the reboot.
Hey, I'm Erica B, and I've done the reboot. Hey, I'm Marquita Jones, and I have done the reboot.
All right. Pastor Taylor, thank you very much for that. Gentlemen, do y'all have any questions or anything about where Pastor Taylor is with his group?
So you mentioned that the part of the program was providing mental health services to your clients. Tell me a little bit more about that and how many clients you've been able to serve and so forth.
Great. So we've served 68 clients through the Reboot program. We do a quarterly business symposium that's open to the community. At the last one, we had about 35 participants there. What we've been able to do is, again, we're doing family counseling, group counseling, and so it's totally free to the participants, providing assistance with because again, as small business owners, they don't always have the infrastructure to have insurance or that will cover some prescriptions or a therapist, and so we've been able to come alongside. And so total, we support about 106 entrepreneurs in our city, 68 through the Reboot cohort, 8-week cohort. It's an 8-week cohort, our second, and we do a quarterly, again, business symposium.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right. Are you good? All right. Thank you, Pastor Taylor. Appreciate what you and Rebirth Community Corporation are doing. Next up, we have Urban Impact.
Good morning. My name is Ivan Holloway. I serve as the Executive Director of Urban Impact. I'm joined by my colleague, Paula Youngblood. This is not Courtney, who's on your itinerary for today. Urban Impact is a 42-year-old organization that's mainly focused on the Rights District and the 4th Avenue District. Over the last few years, a number of things to include African American businesses and individuals. Our home is still the district, but citywide. We have launched 2 new programs thanks to IEO. One of them is the Impact Loan Fund, and the other is the Birmingham, which is accelerated program. The Impact Loan Fund, it provides resources from a character-based lending strategy. Typical credit reports. We have a credit committee that is really representative of the types of borrowers we want to. We have thus far been able to land somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 total loans, and these loans start at $500 and they can go up to $25, with the average being about $8,000. Again, these are Main Street type businesses that typically don't have the profile that a financial institution traditionally would fund. So we're excited to be in that space and provide this resource. These loans are also supported by business coaching. The coaches spend about 2-3 hours a month with each borrower, making sure that they're meeting their goals as it relates to the loans, as well as their goals as it relates to their. Very, very excited about this particular program. Under the Birmingham program, which is our accelerator, we have been funded through BOLD to support 2 cohorts. One finished in May, and the other one is scheduled to finish in the number of businesses that we've been able to assist through those 2 cohorts is, I think, 16 businesses, and I think the unique thing about it is we're still talking about these untraded businesses who are main type businesses who are in the sector and restaurant and things like that. So these are people who typically don't have access to the array of resources that are out there, and they typically fall through the cracks. So a program like the one that we're talking about actually creates an opportunity for them to grow their business and then expand to the point to where if they do need the larger financial institution, they now have the capability of access. So Carl is going to talk a little bit about where our program participants come from, and I think we're happy about that.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Again, as he said, I'm Carla Youngblood, and to date he talked about the 8 loans that we have. Of course, our primary is the 4th Avenue Business District, but we realize our services are needed throughout the city. So again, Mr. O'Quinn, we have the majority of the loans, 5 which have been serviced from District 5. The others include District 8 and District 3 for the actual loans. Now for B. Birmingham, again, majority of the students, they come from within our district. So we have 6 that come out of District 5. All the other districts are represented throughout the other programs, with the exception of District 9. So I got to go and talk to Councilor Taylor and figure out how I can get some of her people in my programs. But in that also, with the loans we have, we're servicing 5 women and 3 men. And in the program, we have 6 men and 10 women. So we are covering the complete city, and we just want to say thank you all for your generosity.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Ivan, it's always good to see you, and it's nice to meet you, Ms. Youngblood. Thank y'all for the work that y'all are doing. It sounds like y'all are making a real impact, especially on Dr. O'Quinn's district. I have to say I'm a little jealous when all the loans are over there, but no, in all seriousness, thank you for the work that y'all are doing for the citizens of Birmingham. Do y'all have any comments? Yes, sir, Dr. O'Quinn.
So, yes, always thank you for the work that Urban Impact does. On the loans, what are the terms on those? Interest rate, payback period.
The interest rates are right now at 3%, and terms can go up to 5 years, but we try to manage that with deployment needs as well as the payback needs of the borrower. So go up to 5, but we're somewhere around 3.5, 4.
Wow, that's great. One of the things that we discussed at the Man Up breakfast was, financial literacy and especially the importance of credit, and being able to establish a credit history and how important that is, for embarking on these kind of ventures and, for the segment of entrepreneurs that, you're trying to service, frequently we see that they may be trying to start a business and don't really have a line of credit, not bad credit but no credit, so
that's exactly right.
That's this is one of those tools that's really helpful and generous too, in helping them to be able to establish a credit history and position themselves to be able to take advantage of some of the other financial, tools that are available from, more traditional banking establishments. So yeah, thank you for that work. Just a note, a couple of things. My office is looking to continue to partner with you on some projects. So we probably need to discuss that, and also understand, that you're having some transition in your staff.
Absolutely.
I don't envy you for trying to fill the shoes of Daryl and Elijah, but you guys do great work, and looking forward to meeting your new staff members when the time comes.
Absolutely. We're excited. I think that as we transition, we've got a lot of new things that we'll be talking about in the future, and I think that the transition of staff will be a part of that conversation. And but what I didn't talk about, I know I don't have much time, Council.
You're good, man.
But
you're good.
The one thing that I did want to say is that one of our businesses is a legacy business, been in business for 77, almost 78 years, and in the third generation. And this third generation, although they had been in the business and being a part of the business, it wasn't their business. And so we were able to get them into the accelerator program. Once they completed the accelerator program, they qualified for the loan that we have, and then they even had some of the adaptation fund that this program actually has in place to allow them to get some professional services around design. I'm saying all of that to say is that the impact that this particular fund has had is tremendous. This business moved from just offering a basic menu with static hours to now catering to where they've really opened up their opportunity and created additional jobs in the district. So I can't say it enough that the impact of having partners like the City of Birmingham, IEO, and others to support these kinds of creative initiatives is extremely valuable and important. So just want to say thank you to you guys for supporting the staff and team for us to do what we do as an organization. Thank you.
Thank you both. Next up, we have Community Care Development Network. Good morning, Ms. Holmes.
My favorite people. I'm Tamika Holmes. I'm the executive director of Community Care Development Network. Has started working with us. And first, I start off this conversation by saying thank you. In 2019, we started the Inspire program, but when COVID hit, we had to revamp what it was going to look like. And a lot of people don't understand what impacted many families in our communities and in our neighborhoods, impacted our young people as well, school-wise. So with me starting off that conversation, the funds that we've used from the BOLD funding go to students who are 16 and up. And I call them students because they've been impacted majorly. Many of our young people have dropped out of school, and so that is the population that we started to work with. We have some who are court-ordered through our program to work with them to help them with life skills, job skills, GED. Many of them don't have identification or driver's license. Help them fulfill all of their wraparound needs, everything from basic toiletry items to food, transportation, and child care. So the funds that we have used from the BOLD funding go to those students. We're able to expand our capacity by hiring a full-time instructor and by hiring our career coach. And so to show you the impact numbers or discuss the impact numbers Currently, to date, for this cycle, we have 19 students enrolled. Of those 19, 17 are minority participants. We've made 40 business connections through the dissemination of these funds. And those business connections come from us placing students in trade programs. We pay for their trades. Once they finish with us, 12 to 24 weeks, we assist them with finding trades, everything from construction to going into community college to phlebotomy and certified nursing assistant. So we pay for those trades, and once they're complete with us, they can begin a career after that. 892 are the amount of services that we give out that are wraparound services for these students. Students come to us who have children, they can't afford diapers, they can't afford food. So we remove all those barriers from them. We provide transportation to and from class. So that's another barrier that has been removed from them. We are also slated to, and 625 is the number of certificates that they come through the program today. That comes from financial literacy, technology training, ACT work keys, and many of them are working towards their GED. So along with them coming to class, they want to give back. And so with them wanting to give back, they volunteer at our community food hub. We have a lot of them when we drive through. They want to load boxes. They want to do the checkoffs for the name, simple stuff. So they come and they give back as well. Not something that they're required to do, but because someone is investing in them, they want to invest in the careers. And so my final things are what's next. We're expanding. We're starting some trade programs of our own. Customer service is a field that has expanded, and many people can work from home now. So we're launching our customer service trade program in the fall. We're also launching our agriculture and farm program in the fall as well. Those are two trade programs along with Alarm One. And many of you who don't know what Alarm One is, that is a certification that you can pay. Costs $275. Many people don't have that. But you can learn how to install security cameras. You can learn how to install sprinkler systems. Learn basic electrical trade. We're going to be learning that in the fall for many of our students. So that is what we have going on next, and I want to say thank you for this program.
All right. Ms. Holmes, thank you for everything that you do with Community Care Development Network as well as Inspire, which I guess is a part of what your overall, what you do. It seems like you do so much, it's kind of hard to keep up sometimes, but thank you for everything that you do for the east side of Birmingham. I know it's for the whole city, but there seems to be a lot of participation on the east side. Gentlemen, do y'all have any comments or questions for Ms. Holmes?
Yeah, I'll just say a little bit. Glad to see you here. I know I got a chance to, meet Mr. Mika probably several years ago through T. Marie King. And at that time, I was just like, man, she does everything. Like, she does everything. But, it's good to see that you have kept that passion and that nothing has stopped. Like, you are still continuing to provide a service to our young people that is also needed. And I'm glad that we can be of support to you to continue this work that you're doing. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Holmes. Thank y'all for everything y'all do. Next up, we have Ed Farm.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi. I'm Latoria Foy. I'm the Director of Economic Mobility at Ed Farm. I lead our Pathways to Tech Fellowship, which we're thankful for BOLD being able to support that program. I'm excited to talk about this initiative specifically because I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and it's very dear to me to be able to make a life-changing experience for a lot of our learners. And so our Pathways to Tech Fellowship is an opportunity for our our adult learners in the community that has an interest in tech that are looking for that workforce in transition. And so with our 10-week program, what we're doing is providing them with the skills and the employability skills needed in order for them to have an easier on-ramp and transition into the workforce, as well as providing the career exposure, opportunity exposure, and events that will allow them to really see what is existing in tech and how that transition can be made for them. I have a video that I would love to share which showcases our opportunity fair that we ended this cohort with. And then afterwards, I would love to highlight one of our participants. You'll see a testimony throughout and talk about her experience and what she'll be doing
Farms is an awesome company. Looks like they're doing some awesome work, providing opportunities for people who might not have had those opportunities before, especially with getting involved with coding and development.
What they're doing to help the community is very powerful. It's going to help a tremendous amount of people.
I retired from work several years ago, and my daughter told me about Pathways, and that they had a program about learning how to code for apps, and I was really interested in it.
Pathways to Tech was an amazing opportunity because I previously never had any experience with iOS, and it taught me the basics as well as a foundation to build off of.
If you don't have any technical knowledge, they'll teach you.
I've been dealing with Pathways for the past 2 years. It has introduced me to the tech world, a world that I never knew I could have or attain. They definitely have introduced me to the world as far as coding and as far as tech, as far as like resources, people, and mentors, teachers that, you know, can help me transition to a career.
I think it helped me just with my role that I currently have with my job. It basically reassured me, you know, that I'm not too old to learn. I can continue gaining knowledge, and there are people that are willing to help you, you know, no matter what path you choose to take.
I never thought that I could do development. I never thought I could do front end, back end, UI, any of it. And through Pathways to Tech, I truly feel like I can.
People at Ed Farm are just phenomenal. The way they help you and really encourage you.
The people, like the teachers, the assistant teachers, they were very helpful.
Great, a networking event that, you know, someone like me just trying to get into the world and tech industry and breaking that barrier of just getting employed, and all these great companies, you know, gave us perspective and good conversation on, you know, what we need to do to, you know, get our first entry-level job in the tech world.
I like that part afterwards where I get to hang out and I get to, you know, talk with other fellows and alumni and our instructors and just kind of cut loose, have a good time. So it was cool, was definitely 10 out of 10 would recommend.
If anybody is thinking about diving in the tech field, I would say hop in. There are people there that are going to help you every step of the way. So don't doubt yourself and take that next step.
I just appreciate the fellows at Ed Farm so much. If I can do it, anybody can do it, because they've ignited a spark in me. And I'm not going to be sitting on my porch in the rocking chair passing my old age away. I'm going to be coding.
I feel nothing but excitement for the future because it's opened so many doors.
Shout out to Ed Farm and thank you for everything y'all did.
So I want to highlight one person from that video, Ashley McGee, and I'm really excited to tell her story because she's 36 and she participated in this program because she was just interested in trying to make a transition. And she also was, or is pregnant with twins and due any day now. But she realized that coming in, she could build her digital skills to help her with the role that she's in now. She works at SHIP full-time as a customer service representative. but she knew that she could still transition those skills, and she's interested in now pivoting to being a data analyst and continuing into an accelerated program after she delivered her babies. So we're really excited to continue to watch her journey and continue to coach her throughout that experience. And so this cohort, we've been able to bring in 25 Birmingham, Alabama residents into this cohort. 18 of those residents were able to graduate and complete. Over 10 of those participants are actually looking to enter into other accelerated programs like development, engineering, and data analytics. And we have right now, I think, 5 that have been accepted into additional programs that are starting soon. And then the other 5 have just applied for another program that's pivoting into engineer position. So.
All right, Ms. Foy, thank you so much for your presentation and all the work that you guys are doing. Gentlemen, do y'all have any questions or comments for Ms. Foy?
So my grandfather is 80 years old, right? And before the pandemic, he was actually taking computer classes over at Lawson State. Of course, pandemic happened, and he couldn't go to the classes anymore. But I bought him an iPhone, and he pretty much started teaching himself how to text and sending emojis, and really surprising me at how much he was learning and advancing. And it's good to see that we have a student that had a little bit more season on him.
Yes.
That is taking advantage of this program. And I think this is something that for those who are willing. And not afraid to learn something new, they can take advantage of this program. So I applaud you all for what you're doing. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's Miss Terry, and she's looking forward to creating the app. So
That's
we're
dope.
excited about her next steps as well. Thank you.
Dr. Quinn?
So I really have a profound appreciation for the work that Ed Farm is doing. I mean, it's a phenomenal program all around. And this particular program is filling a space that's very much needed. I think, in terms of the workforce, projections are that, hundreds of thousands of workers are going to be needed in that development and coding space. You guys are also filling a need as a workforce development program that we've had here in the city of Birmingham has, reached its end of life. I think the Innovate BHAM project, was a 5-year program, 3-year program. Anyway, glad to see some money, kind of stepping into that space. So my question is really about scalability, because the workforce needs are there. What is Ed Farm's plans to like scale up?
So we've actually increased the amount of cohorts that we are bringing in for our next year. So we originally was only taking in 60 participants. As you can imagine, with COVID, it kind of stopped us being able to do a lot of in-person engagement. So we're doing virtual sessions, and we are now being able to take in another cohort, which will allow us to meet 90 participants per year. And so we're excited to continue expanding and actually offering different times. So this particular cohort, we wanted to make sure that we did it around work hours where they could participate. So we're 2 hours, we're 3 hours per session, 2 nights a week from starting at 5:30. And so I know a lot of participants have asked about any earlier times if they're working late that we can start a cohort. So we're actually looking into efforts for us to have an earlier starting cohort and a late night cohort, so we can meet both needs, with our workforce now.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Foy, for everything that y'all are doing for the city of Birmingham. And thank you to everybody that was here that presented as part of the BOLD midpoint check-in for this calendar year. Next up, we have Freedom 1975 LLC, which is a redevelopment agreement with Freedom 1957 LLC, under which Freedom 1957 will undertake a project to repurpose the former McCoy Center church building located at 707 38th Avenue West, Birmingham, and a vacant lot located at 619 8th Street West, Birmingham, for private and nonprofit office space and other venues. And the city has agreed to make the property available to Freedom 1957 at a use value of $600,000 in support of the project.
Councilors.
Good afternoon.
Janice James Dother with the Department of Innovation and Economic Opportunity. This afternoon, we would like to end the sale of the property to 1957 to a business. Avenue and 16th. Accelerator for small business and startup businesses. We have Danielle Hines here that will be able to give you a whole lot of details on. Also, you know, the our center has the daycare, with adult daycare. They will continue to that was a good thing that they're going to do. Talk about her project and what they're proposing to do in the building.
Good afternoon.
So much for your time. I know you guys are tired having committee meeting and then. So thank you. I'll be very brief and just give you the facts. So Freedom 1957 is a company that I own, and we own the Arthur Shores Law Center. Right now, we are at capacity, meaning in what we do, we can no longer actually fulfill and continue to fulfill our mission to serve small business owners. So we need to expand. And the best way to do that expansion is to purchase something that's even larger than what we have, which is currently 14,000 square feet, which would be the McCoy Center that is off of Arkadelphia Road. So today I am here to, I guess, get approval, the final approval from this committee to move forward with that purchase. And if you'd like me go into some stats, just in terms of what we've already done with 14,000 square feet, you can imagine what we'll do with the McCoy Center. So to date, we have 132 community members, and those are small businesses. We have 13 leased tenants, and we have 89 reoccurring small businesses that use our space on a monthly basis. And total businesses served, let me say this, let me caveat that with this. We have not been open a year yet. Our anniversary date is coming up at the end of this month. So these are stats just based on 11 months being in business. And we have a podcast studio as well, a recording studio. And we've recorded over 89 hours, total 89 hours of studio time. We've held 17 public events. And we've also hosted a number of nonprofits for their initiatives and things that they.
Awesome. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah. So I breathed a sigh of relief when I saw that you were responsible for this proposal. So, you know, for people who may be listening who are not aware, the city currently owns the McCoy Center, located at the corner of Arkadelphia and Abraham Woods, or 8th Avenue North, and has for a number of years. And it's a beautiful building. It's former United Methodist Church. It currently houses a couple of programs, including the McCoy Adult Daycare in the annex, but then there's the whole other portion of the old church sanctuary and other parts of that building that have gone unoccupied for a long time. Had the opportunity to tour that building a while back, and the history of the property was that I believe it was gifted to the city of Birmingham from the Methodist diocese here, and we haven't invested in the church sanctuary part of the property, so it's gone unutilized and seen some deterioration. So I'm glad that a proven, competent person is looking to acquire the property, because as we had a conversation about earlier, we don't always work with competent people. But anyway, that's another situation. So I guess so this property was previously located in District 5 with the redistricting that's going to be transitioning to District 8 with Councilor Smitherman. I mean, not Smitherman, Councilor Clark. But anyway, this College Hills has a special place in my heart, and I just want to hear more about what your plans are for the property. I can imagine that getting the property renovated and making, maximum use of the property is going to take some significant investment. Is that part of your plans?
Yes, Councilman. So let me go back to the adult daycare that's located, that's actually in the building right now. So I have spoken to them and their executive director, and so we are going to allow them to stay as tenants in the building. I felt it was important because I understood the displacement of displacing that particular organization and how many families and lives it would affect if they could no longer operate in this space. So they will remain there, and it'll still be utilized for that. Part of what we're going to do is just make it a little more secure for them, because they do have some clients that are that have Alzheimer's, and so we're going to make it so that it doesn't conflict, keep them secure and safe inside of where they are, but then also make it so that the people who are visiting the businesses inside of the McCoy Center, be it the entrepreneurs or their customers, can freely, roam the building. And then in terms of space usage, we're going to have 2 new studios, 4 conference rooms, 2 training rooms, 4 large event spaces, 30 to 40 private offices, 200 virtual offices, 15 dedicated desks, 100 co-working seats, a chef commissary, 6 nonprofit suites, and of course quarterly engagement events. And for those organizations that are faith-based and they need a sanctuary, we will allow them, especially as they're getting started, to be able to use the sanctuary as tenants for those services.
Fantastic. Just to make you aware, you probably are aware, but there was a professor at Birmingham Southern who had expressed interest in the property and using it for a center kind of focused on gospel music. And so, we can share some contact information, or I think I have even a little book that was produced about that project. But there's potential tenant opportunity there, and I think it would be a great location for that. But in any case, the important thing is that the property, be taken care of and utilized to the highest and best use. So. Again, relieved that you're involved. Wish you continued success, and thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, you're good.
Yeah, so I echo everything that Councilor O'Quinn said. Extremely glad that it is you that has taken over this space. I've been able to come over to Creed 63 several times and see the great work that you all have done there. So replicating that is a beautiful thing for the city. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Janice, do you mind coming back up and explaining the financial, what the city is committing to financially for this item?
The sale price of the property is
And then, but it looked like that there was like was there a lease to purchase agreement in there?
no, there is
Okay.
it's a sale.
It was a straight sale. Got it. Okay. And then was that the appraised value or right under?
I think you got a copy. He said. It's a little under the appraised. It's under the
Right.
appraised value.
Yeah, I think-
Yeah, so much work to go in there and do to read.
Right. I can attest to the fact that there's the opportunity to invest significant sums in this property. There's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why. Because
Okay. Got it. All right. Thank you. Anybody have any questions? All right. Can I get a motion on the item? All right. The item passes. Will you guys move it to full council, or would you like for us to?
council, we can.
Do y'all need to advertise because
legal
it's?
usually do that.
Okay. We'll let legal move it then.
Okay.
All right. So that item passes,
We'll have it on for next week.
and legal will move it. All right. Thank you guys. Next, we have Industrial Development Board reappointments. Okay. And this is for Kirk Atkinson and David Perry. David is the COO at Protective, and he currently serves as the vice chairman. Kirk serves on a special team that is looking at ways for IDB to be a funding source to help incentivize companies and projects interested in Birmingham. We have both of their resumes here, and they are currently serving boards, so this is a reappointment.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to recommend that Kirk Atkinson and David Perry be recommended for reappointment.
And I'd like to second that.
All right. Those two gentlemen will be on the full council agenda. Does anybody have anything else? If not, a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All right, we're adjourned. Thank y'all.